Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Sticks and Spirits. As you can see, we're at gorgeous Boulder Point Golf Club in Oxford, and it's a little warmer today. We got some sun, so we're pretty excited. Also, we have a member of our crew making a live appearance. Say hello to Chap. Chap, say hello.
Hello.
Good to have everyone. Today we're talking about our two movies, which is Airplane and Dumb and Dumber. We're going to be smoking a series of cigars from Davidoff because I was able to get a hold of this Davidoff gift selection. So everyone's going to talk about their own as we smoke through it. But thinking Davidoff in a premium name and a premium blend, we try something that we haven't tried before with bourbons just yet, a cigar blend bourbon. So these are made specifically to pair with cigars.
Oh, okay.
They started with a Scotch, but they finished it in an Armagnac barrel to get a little more sweet, to kind of take off some of the smokiness of the cigar. And the Joseph Magnus is the first one that they've ever done for bourbons. They have several now, but this is the first one. Comes in different batches. We'll be drinking batch 428, which is a 56.32 proof. I'm sorry, percentage. So 112.6 proof.
All right. Okay.
It is made with Joseph Magnus bourbon, mixed with some 11 and 13-year-old bourbons, and then finished in an Armagnac cask.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a lot to take in.
That's a lot to take in. So, you know, debates are out there whether or not they're better with cigars or not, but what the heck, we're going to give it a shot. So, as usual, Oz and I have it in the Glencairn. We're going to try it neat. The rest of the crew is going to try it in there with their ice cubes. And let's go down. As you're lighting up, if you haven't lit up, start with you, Ozzy. What are you smoking? What Davidoff are you smoking today?
I'm gonna probably butcher this, but it's an Oscuro Robusto. So nice, good size. I've already got it with a V cut, so smells great. Can't wait to light this up and taste it.
True.
I have the Signature 2000. So far, lit up great, very enjoyable.
I have the Millennium Pyramidus because of the shape.
And I have a Winston Churchill, the late hour Robusto.
That's it.
I have the Petite Churchill.
So I wanted to leave plenty of time for our movies today, but real quick about these two brands. Like a number of brands that we've talked about, Joseph Magnus is an old name out of Kentucky that closed down because of Prohibition and was reopened recently in Washington, D.C. But then it has moved, and it is now co-located with Coppercraft Distillery in Holland, Michigan.
Really? Okay.
Both of them are heavily invested in by the DeVos family.
Okay.
And so that's why they're out of Holland. And Davidoff is really one of the premium brands of cigars. Zino Davidoff started this, bringing Cuban cigars to Europe. They moved later than some out of Cuba to doing Dominicans. But their brand is very well known, very popular, not cheap. These cigars are all going to be over $20 MSRP.
Really?
Oh, by the way, the MSRP on the Magnus cigar blend is $149.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
Definitely higher end.
yeah,
candidate.
Davidoff is technically Davidoff of Geneva. Not only do they make their own cigars, they have shops in Geneva and London on the end where the best cigar shops in the world are. So that's your little history on that.
Oh,
First take on both the drink and the smokes, boys.
I haven't tried the drink yet, but this thing is good. It's smooth. It's got a lot of flavors in there. Like I can't pull them all out, but I mean it's got a lot. It's earthy, yet there's a little bit of like a nutty and I guess not spicy. Yeah, maybe spicy. Not peppery, but spicy. See, pulled out, not peppery. Really good though. Smokes great.
Mine's smoking great, very easy. I think as the more podcasts we've done, my palate is changing to where I'm looking for a little more heavy cigar now. Mine is super light. I mean, so easy to smoke.
Yeah, and this is an easy draw, easy to smoke. We'll get more into flavors in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, theme here is easy draw. smoking well. I'm getting a lot of
Smell that,
earthy
guys.
flavors, but I feel it's kind of more of like a medium feel to it. It's not a heavy, but it's definitely not a light. So I'm enjoying that part of it.
This is really light. Not a ton of like deep flavors to it, but
That's
really
mine too,
really
yeah.
light. But pairing it with the bourbon, it makes for a very nice flavor profile.
And I'm getting.
You get cherry.
I want to
Yeah.
say I'm getting cherry. There's a sweetness to it.
Yeah. That was the
But
first.
there's a butterscotch in there, and then I'm getting baking spices on the in my nose.
I'm getting like red wine as well, like port. Maybe that goes with the Armagnac barrel.
Maybe the
perhaps.
port is what I'm like. The cherry. The
It's a great smell.
great smell.
Now I'm not a big fan in general of Davidoffs, even though I know they're great cigars, great construction, great smokes. I've not always liked the flavor, but these are really. This is smoking nice.
that tastes night and day different from what it smells like. For me,
Really?
yeah.
In a good or bad way?
It's very mild. I was expecting a little bit more flavor, a little bit of burn, but it's very smooth,
it's very
and
sweet.
light and sweet.
I'm getting a lot of
I
sweetness.
get a
out
lot
it.
of sweet. Now we have it
Yeah.
on the cube.
But you also get in that finish, right? That,
It's
this is
even
good
more
mix of it.
sweet without the ice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Boy, that hit you a little bit.
But on the nose, it's got
Yeah.
a lot. It's got a lot going on in the nose. But when you taste it, it all blends very well together. I like it. It's smooth.
Well, we'll get back into it, but let's start talking about these two movies.
Tommy boy.
Well played. So you want to start with Dumb and Dumber, or do you want to start with Airplane? Someone jump in.
Let's start with Airplane.
As I say, Airplane. We were able to, a few of us were able to watch it with
Yep.
Mr. Schumer. That's his first time seeing it, and I gotta say, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it together. I have not seen this movie in minimum
time.
25 years,
It's been a long time.
and I think it still stands on its own. It's probably one of the better
I disagree.
1980 movies.
Disagree.
I thought it was great on.
I did not enjoy it again.
Really?
There were parts that I liked, but I just didn't enjoy the movie. Like I thought it was just. I don't know. I just didn't sit there and enjoy it. But I also had to watch it by my own, so I didn't have the others around to help kind of get me through it. But I was just like the back and forth from his history, and I'm just like,
Those are the best scenes.
And then they're killing each, then they're killing
He's so
themselves.
dull. Like he is just so dull, and like he's a dud as an actor for me.
Wow.
I'm just not a fan. Now there are some great little like bits of it. Like I love it when the young kid comes up and offers a little girl coffee, and she goes. He goes, "You got any cream?" "No, I like mine black, like I like my men's." And she's like, "What? 8?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was dying, and yes, like when the old lady is like hanging herself,
Yeah,
and he's like,
and then there's
killing
this
him.
Japanese
Yes,
guy.
there's those parts, and like when she's reinflating the
Autopilot.
autopilot.
Yes.
I mean, there are great parts of it, and there were funny parts. I just overall, I was not a fan of the movie.
See, I think.
So have you ever watched a Gladiator movie?
Yeah.
It's like to hang around gymnasiums.
Have you ever seen a man naked? Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
See, it's funny you say that, Oz, because as someone seeing it for the first time, a lot of the older films we watch in our bracket, like
Don't
have
hold
just
up.
been enjoyable movies. I thought the same thing here, but this was another level of comedy for me. Like this was very funny. Sure, maybe a couple dull parts, but where he's trying to land the plane and sweating profusely, and just, I mean, that is hilarious.
If you remember the movies, Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen, he was a serious actor before Airplane.
Yep.
And this is kind of what launched him into his comedy
Yep.
career. And he's so
And
funny.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. I think it would have been better if I would have watched it with you guys.
Okay, well, enough of you. Hey, Chap, what'd you think of it? Because you're here.
I'm also watched it by myself, so I think that does have a relationship to how funny you think the movie is based
Sure.
off of watching it by yourself or watching it with a group of people. I think it's a movie unlike Up in Smoke. I think it holds up.
Yep.
It's funny. I think if I'm picking between the two, Airplane is the one
It's much
that
better.
is much funnier.
much
Like Up
funnier.
and
I
Smoke
think
to
we
me,
all agree
100%.
was no longer funny. It has its ridiculous, like over the top
Yep.
moments of like, come on, like
We may have
I think it
one
goes
seat
a
on
little
the
too
ropes.
far, but
Let's not get ahead of
I'm
ourselves.
just saying.
but I also think it's one of the few movies from an older generation that holds up, that's still funny today.
Agreed.
Certainly that we've seen
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
And to your point, Chap, too, of watching it, at least for me, there's a lot of references, these older movies, they're making fun of other things that,
Yes.
but if I watch it by myself, I wouldn't understand.
Correct.
But being able to watch with you guys makes it that much more enjoyable for
Yes.
me. Yeah.
And listen, we can't leave Airplane and talk about Dumb and Dumber until we talk about Mrs. Beaver talking jive.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Come on, if that's not a highlight of this movie. Chop don't want no help, Chop don't get no help. That's turkey anyhow.
So not only that, I thought too the scenes where the older lady was complaining on the plane, and so everybody just like came to check and then hit her, and then
they get in the line, and one has like a gun, one has a screwdriver, or
That
a
was-
wrench.
that was so funny.
Yeah.
Anyone else before we go to Dumb and Dumber?
No, Dumb and Dumber, again, I love the movie Dumb and Dumber. I think it's funny. I laugh more throughout it. Dumb plot, dumb movie, but that's what it's made for.
It's in the name.
It's what it's made for.
It's-
But I will say I can quote and I laughed more during Dumb and Dumber just from parts.
I mean, there's things that we quote all the time out of this movie, right?
Yeah.
Because we're more familiar with it.
Mhm.
He must work out.
Yep.
We use that line all the time. I like it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
So you're saying there's a chance?
And I think
That was the
That's
big
a
one.
big-
So
that's a
you're
big golf
saying
line.
there's a chance.
I
I
like
get
when
it.
we talk about the funny lines in it, but I'll say this: I think that Dumb and Dumber was so funny the first time I saw it because of the shock value of
Yeah.
not that it was shocking, but you just don't expect how stupid
Yep.
some of this stuff is,
Sure.
and that watching it again without the shock value knows what's coming, it didn't feel as funny to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Except when he said, I'll always laugh with Lloyd on the toilet.
And the toilet doesn't work.
It's
Yeah.
broken.
One of my
Yeah, I
the best
mean,
part. Yes.
well, first of all, let's be honest. Toilet humor will always be funny.
Yes.
Always be
to
funny.
us.
It is.
And then when you can't triple stamp and double stamp. You can't triple stamp and double stamp. That's the stupidest thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But Samsonite, I was way
Oh,
off.
I have said that one over the years for sure. But I don't know. I mean, do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're looking at probably one of the most quotable parts of that, to me, is anytime we're out on the golf course, and we've all, except for Oz probably, has put one under the trees, 180 to carry
Yep,
to get
sure.
to the green over the
Oh, yeah.
water, and we're all sitting there. So you're telling me there's a chance,
100%.
right? Like it's a
Correct.
one in a million.
Lady Strike Golf Club, I've been underneath every damn tree out there.
I can attest. Yeah, and I'll go back to this too. Is I feel like, again, the seating of these two up against each other is fitting
Yeah.
because I think it's similar in the fact that the plot kind of gets thrown out the window, and it's more about the lines or the actions of
Yep.
Correct.
the scene
Yep.
that make it the comedy that it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree with Tim too. It's like Dumb and Dumber. The first time you see it, you get that initial. I don't know how much the jokes hold up over time after seeing it that first time.
I think that's more. I think anyone who hasn't watched it and watched it for the first time and likes dumb humor, again, it's in the title, you would really like it. It's just
Yeah.
now that you know what's coming,
Yeah.
it's less.
Also, I think to Oz's point earlier is that you've seen this movie multiple times over the
Right.
last, I don't know, when did they come out?
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s? Okay, so over the last 20, 30 years, you've seen it 20, 30 times. Airplane, like I said, I haven't seen it in 25 years minimum.
See now in Dumb and Dumber, I thought funny parts, but even for the first time seeing it all the way through, I just did not enjoy the movie. The bathroom scene was,
Oh,
hysterical.
Pull over.
Swedish, whatever.
No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking.
and a forever great line will be, just when I think you can't get dumber, you do something like this.
Yep.
And totally redeem yourself.
Yep.
Well, let's get back to the drink and the smoke as we got it down a little bit as the ice cube has
Yeah.
kind of cooled it, add a little water to it. What are you thinking?
Start off with cigar. I think I'm getting more spices out of it the further it gets in there. I like it. It's really good. It's a faster burn than I was expecting. For being what it is, it's much faster. I like it. It's smooth. Really enjoy this one. Like, I would go back to this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Bourbon, I was not expecting much, just 'cause I don't know much about it, but a cigar blend or whatever, I was kind of had low expectations of it. Pleasantly surprised.
And we have a history of not liking Michigan bourbon.
Yes, I am
Yeah.
very pleasantly
But
surprised
this
for a
is
Michigan bourbon.
This is really good.
Yep.
Apologies to Evernorth.
I would
Bourbon's
think,
fine.
in all honesty, I'm almost disappointed that I went with the ice, because I think and I've been drinking it, it's diluted it to the point where it's not
Mild.
as pleasurable as the first
Right.
couple sips. So doing it over, I would probably go neat. But I will tell you, this is, I'm shockingly surprised, not knowing anything about this. This would be a bottle that I would purchase for up north.
Yeah.
I think this would be a great bourbon to sit around the fire, smoke a cigar,
Yep.
and hear the waves come in, and I think it would be really nice.
I agree with you, Chap. Normally, I would put it on ice. Like a bourbon, I normally would put it on ice because I like it chilled. I like it.
Right.
Since we've been doing this, I'm enjoying neat bourbon so much more. It's just, you get so much more out of it.
Yes.
And on the cube, yeah, the temperature drops, which I enjoy, but I don't need it. The burn isn't
I agree.
No.
prevalent.
This would be one
for
you
the
do not
potency?
need. You do
Yeah.
not need the cube.
But I think it does add that, like, it's serving a purpose with the cigar. I think you're right. I'm enjoying it more with a cigar than if I had had it just alone.
Agreed. I think I agree.
You know what I
I
mean?
think
I
the,
think it
the
almost
pairing-
needs it.
pairing's great. I don't know about with the lighter cigar how well the pairing is, but
think,
with the
Jim?
heavier cigar,
It's a great quality cigar, great burn. I want more flavors.
so
It's too light at this point for me and what I'm looking for.
So
I
you bring up a
want-
great point there. I'd be interested, because I have a lighter cigar. I'd be interested to see, like, trying the same bourbon with multiple cigars over time
Yep.
to see how does that enhance the flavor profile, or how does it hinder it? What does it do to it? I think.
So I've said I'm not a huge fan of Davidoffs. Again, I understand the quality. By the way, they have 200 inspection points by hand on this thing. I mean, it's the quality of the construction is can't be questioned. For this money, I'm gonna smoke it for drum.
Yeah.
It's a really good cigar, Davidoff. I apologize. Your reputation will never be hurt by me. I know that. You know that. But I'm just being honest with my feeling of it.
at the price point, I would much rather do a Liga 9.
And at this price point,
Correct. Never turn it down.
to where my cigar palate is going, I want a little bit heavier. I'm starting to really hone in what type of cigars I like more.
You know, for the medium cigar, I mean, again, construction, all that, flavors are a little more muted. And I think that's where I would even take more of the flavor profile. The construction is great, the smoke is great, the draw is great. Love it. I would never turn one down, but yes, there are probably some other ones I would venture into before I went ahead and got one of these,
That's
or
fair.
a box of them, you know?
Well, we're ready to get into our votes.
I think so.
Well, let's start with you down there.
I mean, honestly, I have to go Dumb and Dumber. I just have to. I enjoyed the quotes and the comedy out of Dumb and Dumber, even though it's a horrible movie too. But I just enjoyed it more.
So
This to me was a typical 1-8 matchup. 1 seed, dominant, Airplane for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna end up with a split decision somehow, but I didn't think it was close. I loved Airplane, and I'm definitely going Airplane.
I gotta admit, I was enjoying Airplane more so than Dumb and Dumber. I think it goes back to the fact that as hard as I tried to watch it like it was the first time, the jokes have been spent on me. As much as I love them and I laugh throughout, there's a lot of one-liners that I will continue to use on a weekly basis.
Especially during golf season.
But I was more entertained, and I think I laughed a little bit more on Airplane and just thoroughly enjoyed myself better with that in that realm.
So for me, ultimately it goes back to how the movie makes me feel.
Sure.
And there's a difference. Like if you're watching it for the first time and you have no background or anything that goes with it, would I think Airplane would stand up? I think that might be. But for me, growing up, and like Dumb and Dumber for me, I can remember the first time I saw Dumb and Dumber. I can remember buying the DVD at a gas station for a bus trip back from Chicago and talking the bus driver into playing it on the bus and the whole bus just laughing. For me, Dumb and Dumber just brings back all those memories and it brings back all those feels for me. So for me, it's Dumb and Dumber on this one.
So we're 3-2.
We're 3-2.
We're on is there an upset alert here?
So, okay, first, let me give you Weiss's vote.
Much like the NCAA tournament, it's hard to knock off a number 1 seed. Dumb and Dumber and Airplane are 2 movies woven from the same cloth, 2 just ridiculous comedies. As we've seen, the oldies have not stood the test of time so far, but this PG-rated number 1 seed from 1980 was able to pull its weight. This was not close for me, hands down. From the opening credit to the plane landing, Airplane is a true number 1 seed and will be a force in the tournament.
Okay. So there it is.
And Eric Noble's vote.
Let's get one thing straight. Airplane isn't just a movie. It's a full-throttle, laugh-fueled, oxygen mask-dropping roller coaster of absurdity that crashes straight into your funny bone. Dumb and Dumber, on the other hand, is what happens when 2 grown men put their combined IQ into a blender and call it a road trip. Now don't get me wrong, Dumb and Dumber has its moments. Who among us hasn't yelled, "We landed on the moon," at least once while holding a juice box? But let's be real, Airplane is the king of the comedy cockpit, and Dumb and Dumber is just waiting for its bags at Carousel 4. In Airplane, every 5 seconds there's a joke. Not a haha joke. A pause the movie because you're choking on popcorn joke. Leslie Nielsen alone delivers more deadpan nuclear-grade punchlines than the entire Farrelly Brothers filmography combined. The man turned a heart monitor into a laugh machine. Dumb and Dumber relies on the comedy of stupidity, which works if you like watching human golden retrievers eat ketchup packets. But Airplane? That's pure chaos math. It's rapid-fire absurdism. It has jokes layered on jokes, background gags you only catch on your 5th rewatch, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar pretending not to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's talk characters. Airplane has Ted Stryker, a man so traumatized by the war that he can't even park a car. Dumb and Dumber has Lloyd and Harry, 2 guys who make the war seem like a masterclass in decision-making. Honestly, if you put all 3 on a plane, the only one who lands it is Otto the inflatable autopilot. The difference is simple. Airplane is smart dumb. Dumb and Dumber is just dumb. So if you're deciding which to rewatch tonight, go with Airplane. It's the only movie where you can laugh at a sick girl, a crashing plane, and a jive-talking grandma, and somehow still feel good about yourself. Just don't call it Shirley.
Okay. See?
So now,
Bald menu.
Interesting though. The 4 votes for Airplane.
We're all
together watching it together.
All 5. Weiss was there too.
Right. So all 5 will watch it together.
So next week we'll be doing Austin Powers and Goldmember and then Police Academy against each other. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And friends, if you are liking us on Facebook, we really appreciate it. We're doing really well there. Couldn't thank you more. The links are always to YouTube. If you wouldn't mind going on there and giving us a subscribe on YouTube, that'd be really helpful. But the support is very appreciated. We're having so much fun and glad that so many of you are enjoying it as well.
Is it bad that I went to the YouTube and I pushed subscribe and then it asked for my email and stuff and I felt like that was too much work, so I didn't do it?
Yeah, you have to actually join.
You have to sign
YouTube.
in. Sign in to YouTube.
This is why I've only been on one podcast.
Yes. No, you've been on more. Just not mine.
Exactly. This is actually him, not the AI character that.
I like my AI character.
That's right.
Yes, we appreciate everything you guys have done for us. We love doing this. We love doing this for you guys. We love doing it for ourselves.
For ourselves, yeah.
Yeah. For ourselves.
So, thank you.
And so until next week, keep your sticks lit, keep your spirits high.
Cheers.
Cheers.